and be amazed, wild ones. It's Bernadette. I'm here with your crazy pick a card tarot reading for Thursday, January 14th, 2021. Y'all, you cannot make this stuff up. So let me just say at the outset, the mantra you're going to repeat for today, and maybe even for the next who knows ever how long, is connect the dots. Connect the dots. So yesterday, and we talk about synchronicity, in the channel, in the comments below, but we haven't really done a deep dive, and I keep promising you guys a video. I'm getting there. So, so yesterday I'm sitting in a drive-through at my drugstore, right? And I was just sitting there. This is not a start in a discussion about COVID. It is not. But this is, I was thinking about COVID, and all the things that were going through my head. All of a sudden on my radio pops up that En Vogue song, "No, You're Never Gonna Get It." Not this time. No, you're never gonna get it. Wow. That song, right? I'm like, okay, that's good to know. And then in my rearview mirror appears, I look at the car that pulled in behind me. I looked at those racing stripes on the front of that car. I went, that's a Mini Cooper Countryman. Now, I've been looking at Mini Cooper Countryman because I love them. And if I can find one in the color that I want, I'm going to buy one. They're harder to get your hands on than you might think. So, in orange, by the way. That's the color that I want, with cream interior. So if anybody knows, let me know. But it was interesting because I felt like intuitively that the song was the message for the COVID thing, or even getting the flu or anything, right? But I didn't necessarily feel that it was the message about the Mini Cooper. I'm going to explore that more. But what makes that crazy, and why today is Connect the Dots. Wah, wah, wah. So the Ladybug flew in for you guys today. I even had to go put on my Ladybug shirt that I bought to wear in the springtime because it was on clearance during Christmas, y'all. $5 at Kohl's. It was fantastic. So I just had to sit and laugh. And then, as I've said, I'm a geek and I love to look up facts for you guys because that always adds into, the spirit, totem, and power animal, meanings and what the symbolism is. And so the Ladybug is named after the Virgin Mary. And what's the book that came in 3 days ago for Bernadette? You guys might know, this author, Clarissa. She's from Women Who Run with Wolves. You might know her from that. And now she's got Blessed Mother's Immaculate Love for the Wild Soul. And I bought it because I have been obsessed with Our Lady of Lourdes for some years now. I just obsessed. Don't know why, but obsessed. And all that archetype ties in together. The Blessed Mother, the Virgin Mary, it all ties in together. So I thought, okay, that means I need to go look in the book. And so there's this thing called bibliomancy. I don't know if you guys know it, but you ask the universe a question, or you set an intention or something in your heart. And then you just flip a book open to a random page, right? I'm thinking it's more synchronistic. And so what does it flip to? It flips to this page. And this is the counting prayer for those who love an imprisoned soul. And it's this whole thing about, it's a prayer. Holy Mother, I am hurt by my own and for my own. Dearest Mother, please place your calming hand over my hand. Stop my frightened heart. Count with me, my lady. Slowly count. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Until my heart slows to the same steady rhythm as your own immaculate heart. Now, what does that have to do with connecting the dots? It's numerological, right? Connecting the dots with the book that came in, and then Ladybug comes zippity-zipping in for you wild ones today as the spirit, totem, and power animal, the oracle card for today. And then it's about my own experience of being willing. I mean, after all these years, goodness, if I wasn't willing, what kind of reader would I be, right, or teacher? But to be willing to see, to be willing to just know that I'm sitting there in the line, la la la, looking around Gainesville, Florida, la la la, and I'm just thinking about you know, the poor people who are sick, whatever they're sick with, you know, really. But it was literally about the flu and COVID and everything, because it was a conversation that was going on inside the pharmacy, and they, those poor old boys, they left their little microphone on, right? I could hear every dang thing that was going on inside there. So that song pops on. That's not random, but I had to connect the dots. The Mini Cooper pulls up behind me. Of any car, if there needed to be one, of any car that could have pulled in behind me on any day at any time, it's a Mini Cooper. Imagine that. And not just a Mini Cooper, mind you, a Mini Cooper Countryman. And then here we are today, and I flipped to that page, and you know, there's a big thing in Ladybug land where people love to count the dots. They like to count those little dots on the back of their head, and each number will mean something. If you're into numerology, yes, it absolutely will. But what that reminded me of was, by connecting the dots, by being in relationship with Ladybug medicine and energy and magic, you'll be able to see those connections more clearly. Now, the connections that I happened to see yesterday were like a big, you know, here's your sign. But I know people that get those kind of messages all the time. And they're so afraid to believe, you know, it's too good to be true. I'm imagining things, you know, all that kind of thing. They don't integrate the message and apply it in the appropriate areas. And if I had a nickel for every client who's ever come back to me and said, you know, if I'd adjust when this happened, or this was said, or I heard, or I saw, Lordy, I'd buy 2 Countrymen. So as you move through this week, and I just kind of don't know, I kind of feel like it's a longer term than that. Connect the dots, connect the dots. I was told to describe by the animal allies. I was given a method for working within their energies and their medicine, and nothing else out there is like it. And they just wanted us to understand that we can be in a much closer, much deeper relationship if you will also apply these particular 3 methods to, you know, whatever else you already practice that you're comfortable with, that works for you at all. And interestingly enough, a spirit animal, as they defined it to me, is the animal that comes to you in your time of need. That your soul will, well, not your soul, because your soul is perfect, but you know, it has no worries, but your spirit will cry out for that animal. And whether you consciously know it or not, it could be a totally subconscious thing. So when the animal allies, or your angels, or whatever spirit guides y'all have, you know, God, you may really be into the Blessed Mother thing. I don't know why I'm into that so much in the last year or so. I mean, I don't even know. It just came to me in a dream, and I was like, and the more I read, the more I learn, the more I see. I can't wait to take more of it in and more of it in. But what that means is you are being divinely guided when you're being asked to connect those dots. Now, some of them are a lot more subtle. Some of those dots are much, much more subtle. But by remaining open, then eventually what you get to is syncing up, just like I read the passage to y'all, syncing up with the Immaculate Heart. And the Immaculate Heart is nothing different than the heartbeat of the universe. It's just one way to describe it. So, y'all, this just really took, I mean, I am used to the magic. I am, okay? I've been doing this a long time, but you know me, the perpetual 7-year-old. Oh my God, that's so cool. And it is so cool because it just is such a reminder when we get in our, you know, y'all can't even know the paperwork I've got to do the rest of today. I am not looking forward to it at all. Well, I wasn't looking forward to it. Now, I can't wait to dive into this paperwork because I know there are going to be numbers in there, and there are going to be ways to connect the dots that will put me in better synchronicity with the Immaculate Heart, the Immaculate Heartbeat of the universe, the Immaculate Heartbeat of the Blessed Mother, the Immaculate, I even just say her name and I'm like, and it's not really me. Like, that's just not really been my path, right? And then of course it's everything having to do with ladybugs, but also importantly, ladybugs are not bugs, y'all. They're actually beetles. And that, don't get me started on the Egyptian scarab beetle juice, beetleology, beetle, because we'll be here for hours, right? But there's something about all of this connecting the dots, consciously being open, even ask for your subconscious to be, well, it all, I can't say your subconscious is always open. I don't know that to be true. But if you set it to be open, like you'd set an alarm, it will be open. And if you start taking a look at those synchronicities, then I think you're going to be very well served. Now, having said that, let me caution you this. Oh, me and my sister. Y'all ever see the Aristocats with those two basset hounds that just kind of lope along, tumble over each other with their long ears? Yeah, that's me and my sister. So early on, when we both got into the metaphysical thing, I was doing a deep dive into orbs because I wasn't convinced, right? So we walk in her house one night. We'd been out to dinner or something, and I about fell over her. She stopped in front of me. She said, "Bernadette." I said, "What?" She said, "Look, it's an orb." And on the wall was this little baby, itsy bitsy, beautifully rainbow colored orb. And in my spidey senses, it didn't seem like an orb. I don't know why. It just didn't. So I stepped to the side a bit because I knew what was going on. It took me a second to connect the dots. But I stepped to the side. She goes, "Oh, it's gone." I went, "Hey, turn around." So she turns around. It was light coming through the peephole of her door. But so we've had a good laugh about that for years. But here's the thing. She was willing to believe, and then she was willing to put it away in its appropriate, hey universe, good one category when she saw the evidence of what it was. So I will caution you as you go through even opening up your believing even more, please, the more believers we have, the more people who can identify the synchronicities, connect the dots, apply them to their life, their family's life. Oh, what an amazing, amazing place we can create, right? When we're all in rhythm with the Immaculate Heart. And so just don't make up things. Don't go overboard, right? And you'll know. You'll have that little spidey sense inside of you that will let you know. So, y'all, I hope this was helpful. Pick up your copy of the Arc Animal Tarot and Oracle deck, and please subscribe to my YouTube channel and go on about your Immaculate Heart Day. Sync up. And I cannot wait to hear the stories of what unfolds for you guys. But through it all, you know you've got to stay wild.